Friday the 13th. The very mention sends shivers down even an Aries spine. Morning finds you considering whether working from home could legally apply from the Costa del Sol. Your boss mentioned blue sky thinking, so you're now pricing flights to somewhere with actual blue skies. 42 tabs open, mostly comparing the benefits of early retirement versus witness protection. This afternoon, Mars is doing its best Basil Fawlty impression, single-handedly wrestling your inbox into chaos. Colleague Dave just messaged quick chat, prompting the primal urge to fake your own death. An eggplant emoji would be tempting, but maybe a politely worded resignation is more professional. Your doomscope animal today is a hedgehog trying to hug a cactus. Tonight, the universe is winking and shoving that extra large fish and chips your way. Resistance is futile. At precisely 3:17 a.m., you will, I repeat will, send a rambling text to someone from 2018. Prepare elaborate excuses involving sleepwalking and a Ouija board. Advice: just blame Mercury. Taurus, Monday's looking like a duvet day audition. Mercury's gone rogue, apparently mistaking your alarm for a polite suggestion. Don't feel guilty about that third snooze. Morning emails. They're currently channeling the wit and charm of a damp teabag. Resist the urge to passive-aggressively reply, all suggesting better office biscuit procurement. This afternoon, Venus remains on strike. Gary's still banging on about his stamp collection. Remember when you thought Friday the 13th was bad? Those were the days. Your to-do list is silently judging you from the corner. Tonight, the celestial bigwigs have spoken. You're destined for the horizontal Olympics. Binge-watching is not just encouraged, it's practically a community service. Just try not to drool on the remote, again. Advice: if you feel a strange rumble, it's not your stomach, it's motivation attempting a jailbreak. This Friday the 13th of March, your morning commute involves missing your stop because you were too busy live tweeting your cereal. Classic Gemini. Venus is currently undergoing a digital detox, so your phone will only ping with an offer for a free coffee you can't redeem. At precisely 8:17 a.m., you will however receive a calendar reminder to book a dentist appointment. Your doomscope animal today is a wasp with a grudge and no purpose. Your brain feels like 47 feral cats fighting over a sunbeam. Mars retrograde is still trying to sell you that timeshare. By lunchtime, you'll accidentally order 3 portions of chips. Tonight, you will absolutely order that questionable sushi platter while simultaneously starting to learn the theremin. Don't be shocked when you're doom scrolling on TikTok and suddenly realize you're following your Auntie Brenda. Your attention span today is a squirrel hiding its nuts in increasingly bizarre locations, mainly because you forgot where you hid the last ones. Advice: try putting down the theremin and slowly backing away. Cancer, your Monday is entering the chat on hard mode. Mercury is personally crafting your morning from pure chaos. You somehow wore your slippers to the bus stop and left your keys inside. Around lunchtime today, prepare for Venus to hold you hostage, reliving an incident from Friday the 13th of March, 2023. At precisely 3:17 p.m., Brian will regret asking how your weekend was. Sharon may find your passive-aggressive K-texts less witty and more likely to incite a HR complaint. Tread carefully. You might even find yourself unearthing the old "remember when you ate my sandwich" saga of 2022. Yes, this is still somehow your cross to bear. The cosmos encourages a night in involving comfort food and a box set. Your emotional support blanket is emitting strong "I'm begging you to order takeaway" vibes. Settle in. Advice: stop weaponizing nostalgia. Nobody cares that 2016 was your year. Happy Friday the 13th of March, Leo. This morning, Mercury's doing its best to sabotage your grand entrance. You'll manage to spill tea, builders, not herbal, down yourself before you've even left the house, and the cat will judge you silently from the stairs. Honestly, you'd be more dignified in a tumble dryer. At work, Venus is clearly suffering from your main character syndrome. Chad from accounts will ask a simple question, and you'll somehow find a way to mention your extensive knowledge of antique doorknobs. Maureen's birthday cake will now be cut after your latest Oscar-worthy performance. Tonight, the cosmos strongly suggests ordering a mountain of chips and cheese, then weeping gently while watching reality television. Your doomscope animal is a cat staring at a closed door. Your current brain power? Similar. You will, without a shadow of a doubt, consider online bingo. Advice: the world isn't a stage, it's an audition. You're nailing it. This Friday the 13th, Virgo, you'll be squinting at a damp patch above the sofa at precisely 7:17 a.m., convinced it's either biblical or needs a tradesman. Your housemates already texted 3 times about the missing Jaffa cakes. Peaceful start, then. By lunchtime, you'll have accidentally sent a thinking face emoji to the CEO after they announced record profits. The good news: everyone's too busy pretending to understand cryptocurrency to notice. Inbox management is currently resembling a clown convention. Tonight, that relaxing bath will be soundtracked by 53 minutes of ASMR unpacking videos, followed by a deep dive into the KonMari method for socks. At 9:32 p.m. you'll be ankle-deep in receipts from 2023 while your cat judges you silently from the ironing board. It knows what you did. Advice: resisting the urge to color coordinate your sock drawer by shade of beige until at least midday. Friday the 13th is serving up a mild existential crisis for Libra. Mercury's decided to take a holiday, leaving your brain running on dial-up. You'll spend a solid 20 minutes debating which shade of beige best represents your soul, before grabbing a highlighter. Your doomscope animal today is a Xeris hoarding drama like nuts, and you're stockpiling enough conflict avoidance to last until 2027. Venus is currently staging a one-woman show about your inability to commit. Nigel wants input on the Q3 report. You'll accidentally suggest making it pink. Mars retrograde is attacking your inbox with the fury of 1,000 toddlers armed with glitter. You'll consult 3 colleagues, nod sagely, then promptly ignore them and wing it. Tonight, the Culinary Olympics. You'll spend 45 minutes building 7 elaborate imaginary takeaway orders, adding extra dips and sides to everything, before closing all the apps and having a slice of cheese on toast. Again, advice: embrace the chaos. Or don't. The stars don't care, they're probably arguing over which constellation is the best bungalow for a galactic getaway. Friday the 13th of March starts with you knowing precisely why Karen in accounts hasn't replied to your email from 2021. It's on page 37 of her divorce filing, probably. Morning brain is at peak efficiency, plotting 3 revenge schemes before your first coffee. Mercury retrograde is personally victimizing your attempts to not know things. This afternoon, Denise cornering you at the water cooler feels less like conversation, more like a hostile negotiation. You'll spend precisely 23 minutes dissecting the interaction, convinced she was subtly insulting your stapler. Good news: you discover a 47% off sale on trench coats while researching Denise. Evening plans for the gym? Lovely. Absolutely not. The stars suggest a deep dive into conspiracy theories and leftover pizza. The cosmic forecast shows a 97% chance of falling asleep on the sofa while trying to prove the Earth is a rhombus. Advice: embrace the chaos. Overthinking is your superpower, just aim it at something useless. Friday the 13th of March, Sagittarius, finds you operating at peak chaos. 1 minute you're firing on all cylinders, the next you're trying to staple motivational posters to Brenda's head. Your doomscope object today remains that toothbrush head, still sporting bristles resembling a startled hedgehog. Less effective than promising yourself you'll definitely unload the dishwasher later. By lunchtime, you'll reply all to a company-wide email with just haha nice and then spend a solid 10 minutes arguing with yourself about whether you can claim it was sarcasm. Venus isn't speaking to you at all. Gary from accounts will just stare blankly when you try to explain. Tonight, takeaway noodles are calling your name. You swore you'd make that lentil bake from scratch. And you did start that tic-tac yoga. 47 minutes of pretending to meditate later, you're mainlining noodles in the dark, convinced your sofa cushions are judging your life choices. Absolutely magnificent. Advice: decline all social invitations. The cosmos think you need a duvet day and they're not wrong. This Friday the 13th, Capricorn, your aura isn't ominous, just mildly inconvenienced. Like when you find a pound coin stuck to your shoe with chewing gum. Sources say Karen will indeed spill tepid coffee, but at 7:08 a.m. precisely, blaming the new ceramic mug and its unstable center of gravity. Mars in retrograde is turning your inbox into an audition for a remake of The Shining. Subject lines scream urgent, while Trevor's waving emoji has apparently multiplied like tribbles. You'll toy with a sick day but then panic about Brenda judging your spreadsheet formatting from afar. You'll furiously Google "can resting your eyes count as annual leave?" Tonight, even the cosmos is hinting you need a break. Though after 2 episodes of a relaxing nature show, you'll convince yourself just 5 minutes of work won't hurt. Next thing you know, it's 11 p.m. and you're accidentally deep cleaning your entire email archive. It's an age-old hobby after all. Advice: attempt meditation. Fail. Blame the cushion. Aquarius, it's Friday the 13th of March, and the escape pod is prepped for launch. At precisely 7:17 a.m., you'll wage war with the snooze button, convinced you deserve a medal for simply existing. Your doomscope object today is a sock that lost its partner in the wash, lonely, directionless, and convinced it's better than the other socks. Sound familiar? By lunchtime, you'll have accidentally replied all to a thread about Brenda's leaving do, another one? Mars retrograde clearly has it in for you, or Brenda. One of the two. That email will linger longer than that dodgy spray tan from summer. Tonight, the sofa beckons. You planned a culinary masterpiece, but the allure of a jacket potato and a documentary about competitive dog grooming is too strong. Honestly, you'll be horizontal before the watershed. You might put trousers on, maybe. Advice: stop pretending you're surprised. This is your life. Friday the 13th, and the universe has a feeling it's dealing with peak Pisces. You'll wake convinced it's Monday, despite aggressively snoozing for 40 minutes. Be warned, that vital document is destined for a coffee baptism before 11s. NASA might be baffled by your bedroom, but Brenda from accounts is positively flummoxed by that urgent report. Venus is currently giving you the cold shoulder, possibly related to the deceased spider plant. Prepare to dodge Brenda's inquisitions with the elegance of Bambi on ice. That dreaded performance review looms, fueled by frantic, last-minute email actioning. This evening involves bravely confronting your sofa. That gym membership you mentioned last July is now a distant memory. A trail of biscuit crumbs marks the expedition from sofa to takeaway app, ending with you unconscious before the doorbell even rings. Your emotional support hamster offers silent judgment. Advice: the early bird may get the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese.